With a welcome to country, would you welcome to the stage Auntie Phyllis Pitchford. Thank you, Auntie Phyllis.
Thank you. I'd like to say the older you get, the higher the steps, and that's why I struggled. Good morning. As a proud Tasmanian Aboriginal elder...
I'll do that for you.
Oh, okay. Isn't she lovely? As a proud Tasmanian Aboriginal elder, I warmly welcome you to the land of my people, the ancestors of this land and the true custodians. And also like to ask you to give recognition to all people, all elders, past and present. We've got to write a few words down, otherwise you get older and your mind intends to wander, you know? Wants to go another way. I take this opportunity to give recognition to and congratulate the presenters, the keynote speakers, and all others who have invested in whatever way to the success of this Communities for Children's Conference. Lastly, I give a special thanks. Lastly, a special thanks must go to the Anglicare Tasmania, who are hosting this amazing two-day event. An event that means so much and proves so vital to the health and well-being of child-friendly communities, aided by community partners across the north of Tasmania down to Georgetown. I know that during this next 2 days, a lot of people will receive a lot of inspiration, and I would like to think that that inspiration will guide them into the future to help make our children tomorrow's community. And there was another thing I wanted to say. Our children are so important to us and to our future because they are our future. And if we don't look after them today, well, what kind of future are we going to have? The children are vital. They're the vital stakeholders in our future. And I would like to thank you all for your interest in where you are within this conference. Thank you.
The State Manager for Delivery, Strategy and Reform Management, Anthony Speed.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Thanks, Libby. Look, I get to go on after Libby Gore. I'd like to start by thanking Auntie Phyllis for your gracious welcome to country and acknowledge the traditional owners of the land. And also Chris Jones for hosting the event, and acknowledge the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor of Launceston and associated dignitaries. Look, I think I'll tear up my script. I do have a script prepared here to tell you, to give you an update on social services, to give you an update on where the government's going in terms of reform. I'll just give you a couple of key highlights, I think, because I know you're keen to move on, and because of your flight arrangements, Libby, we're well over time already. So can I just talk about, recently in a national conference, the Minister for Social Services, Kevin Andrews, talked about his commitment to developing a more productive relationship between government and civil society organisations, between government and the community, basically. And we'll be doing that ourselves in social services through the budget announcements and the reforms that were announced by the government in the budget, which were focused on reducing red tape and giving service providers the opportunities to do what they do best, which is giving you the flexibility to drive local solutions, giving you the flexibility to allocate the funds to your local community to meet the issues and problems that you've identified in your community. So I think over the next 2 days it's really useful to focus on where we're going and how we're working in partnership with you to do that. So we'll be consolidating a number of our existing programs into 7 programs. We'll be offering you extended grant agreements to give certainty to the sector in how it plans. We'll be looking at grant agreements that focus particularly on early intervention and provide the timeliest possible responses to working with communities to solve problems in local communities, and Louise and Paddy from the department will be running a workshop on that later this afternoon. We'll also be encouraging greater integration and collaboration, and that collaboration is something that you do best, that the community does best, and already happens, and we'll be reflecting that in our funding agreements with the community. We'll be looking for integrated service delivery, and we'll be looking to see engagement in people working together to resolve local issues. I'm up to page 4, so I'm racing through this. Thank you. I also have a bit here on reporting arrangements, but I might skip over that because that's probably not going to be of too much interest to a number of you. Only to say that performance reporting arrangements in our new agreements will be about a mutual exchange of information. So it's government working with you giving data to government and government giving data to you so that we can respond to local issues. And that's a big reform in terms of how we deliver our services. We'll also be starting a selection process for broadbanded funding agreements from the 19th of June. So I'd encourage you to look on our website at dss.gov.au/grants. That will give you all the information on how we'll be working and how we'll be moving forward to work together. I just really want to say about today that I think it's a fantastic opportunity to see so many people here together to talk about child-friendly communities, and to know that there are a number of different sectors coming together, from government, from federal, state and local, from non-government services, individuals, peak groups, all of us working and collaborated, interested in child-friendly communities. That's what motivates us to work together. And I'm looking forward to learning from the workshops over the next 2 days and how we in the department can work with you, how we can learn together to create better communities and resolve some of the unique issues that we have in Tasmania, some of the unique challenges that we face in Tasmania given our economic circumstances and our social circumstances. So thank you very much to Anglicare for putting this conference on, and thank you all for coming.
We'd like to thank you for inviting us here today. Firstly, we'd like to highlight some of the reasons why we think Launceston is a child-friendly city with a brief PowerPoint. This will be followed by our opinions of how we think Launceston could be even more child-friendly for locals and visitors alike.
What makes Launceston a child-friendly city?
Aurora Stadium, having the football and the cricket where all the family can go for an enjoyable time.
Heritage Park. Heritage Park, enjoyable for older children in the family. The sliders are really great.
Launceston Aquatic Centre. This is open all year round and caters for all family members. They even have classes for babies.
Community sporting clubs. Launceston has and is surrounded by lots of local sporting clubs such as football, t-ball, lawn bowls, soccer, cricket and hockey.
City Park. Everyone enjoys the monkeys and the play area near the train. There are also free concerts for the family and exercise classes.
Inverest Museum. There are lots of fun activities, particularly the science area, where there are lots of things to do and see. The museum is free and there is lots of parking.
The Cataract Gorge. Swimming, picnics, games on the lawn, walking and the chairlift are all activities that families can do.
Albert Hall. There are always productions happening here and there are weekend markets.
We feel safe in Launceston.
Things are close to each other and near the city centre.
People in Launceston are nice and friendly.
There are lots of parks.
If you get lost, you're not afraid to ask anyone if you could use their phone to ring your parents, and they would let you.
Here are some of our opinions on what makes Launceston a more family-friendly place. We think there should be more events held at Civic Square or City Park, like the school dance event at Silverdome. It's a fantastic event and it would be great if more people were able to see it during their lunch break. Or how about a community garden, where people can meet new people and learn how to garden. The produce could be given to the elderly. There could be an area where families can garden and have a barbecue together.
More activities for children older than 8 years of age will make Launceston more family friendly. Or how about family concessions for families with 3 or more children? We need to encourage more venues to cater for large families of all ages.
There should be free bus services from towns such as Evandale, Longford and Perth, so people will visit Launceston more often with their families when there are things on. And more bus stops for these areas. Evandale only has 1 bus stop to Launceston. They also need shelters to keep people dry.
There are some places in Launceston that would be much nicer if there were murals on the bare walls. Maybe there could be a mural competition by school children. To stop people painting graffiti on the walls, they could be trained to paint nice murals, or there could be a graffiti art centre where they can maybe win some prizes. And if the mall had a roof over the entire area, there could be some interesting areas such as reading quarters or interactive displays and games. There could be a conversation corners or computers in the wall.
There should be statues of Tasmanian sports people inside the entrance of Aurora Stadium. There were some great cricketers and some great footballers. This would educate visitors and local people about our sporting greats past and present. And there should be more of the favoured AFL teams playing roster games at Aurora Stadium. More families would go if it was Collingwood, Essendon, Carlton, or even Richmond playing the Hawks.
There should be more jobs for people 18 years and older. This would make them feel more confident, independent and happy. 14, 15-year-olds get lots of part-time jobs when they're still at school. But we need jobs for those seeking financial independence. If people cannot get jobs, they go to the mainland. Too many Tasmanians are leaving because there are no jobs. Unemployment can be very stressful for families.
We need to make the outside of the library brighter in colour. This would make it more exciting and inviting. It needs to have a colourful signage so people know exactly where it is and that they will want to go there. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know where it is. I know I didn't until last year.
Safe houses that are clearly marked would help people who are lost or feel unsafe, especially late at night when all the shops are shut. Or an aquarium with hands-on displays would be a great addition for families to enjoy.
I'd like to thank you for listening to our ideas. I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.